Great. So you want to send data from your NetLine campaign directly into a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Today, we're going to briefly walk through a connector video that will successfully show you how to send data from your NetLine campaign, obviously only the qualified leads that have been captured, directly into your Excel spreadsheet. We'll be using Zapier as a conduit to do that. So what you'll first need to do is make sure that you have 3 separate browser tabs or browsers open, one for NetLine, one for Zapier, and one for Excel. And so for purposes of keeping this a short video, I've built a demo campaign here. You would have already set up all of these additional attributes, but we're going to skip to step 9, which is fulfillment. We're going to scroll down to the connector section. We're going to hit edit and setup. And so what you'll see here is a URL field. It will be empty by default. What we'll need to do is go to Zapier, and that's actually who will be providing the URL for us to insert here. So let's jump over to Zapier, and we will create a Zap. A Zap is nothing more than more or less a process or a program that Zapier runs on our behalf that connects disparate systems. In this case, it's going to be the NetLine Portal over into your Microsoft Excel or Office 365 account. And so what we want to do is first start with what's called a webhook. A webhook is exactly what it sounds like. It's a way for you to pass data over the web that will successfully be caught on the other end. And so we're going to create a catch hook. We'll hit continue. And right here, Zapier is going to give us a URL. We want to copy that. And we'll jump back to NetLine. We'll drop that in. And we can quickly review what fields we want to send to Zapier. Keep in mind, these are the same fields that'll show up in Excel. And this is a great time to actually start thinking about that Excel doc and the naming conventions for your columns. And so in this case, we're going to send all the data, but I created a sample document that just simply has an email, title, phone, and company size column. The spreadsheet is available in the cloud. It's called NetLine Portal to Microsoft Excel. Obviously, yours will be named something different. So we've got that URL, and we've decided on these fields. So we're going to hit submit within NetLine. And you'll see a link here that says send test. What we'll do is we hit that. That'll open up a new pane. This allows us to send 5 test leads directly over to Zapier. So we'll let that run. Usually takes 2 or 3 seconds. In this case, you'll see a confirmation, and we'll close that out. So let's jump over to Zapier, and we'll hit continue. Next, we're going to see if that data really showed up. So we'll hit test trigger. And if the data didn't arrive, you would actually see an error message here. In this case, it found 3 of the leads. It only looks at the first 3. You can't load more. So it looks like everything showed up correctly. So we'll continue forward. And now what we want to do is connect Zapier to our Excel account. And so by default, this might be showing different apps. You can just search for them here. Being that I've been playing around demoing Excel, I'm just going to see that right off by default. And so what we want to do is add a row, and we will click that. We'll hit continue. And now it's going to be looking for your Microsoft account. And so in my case, I'm already recognized. In your case, if this was the first time building a Zap, especially one that connected to Office or Microsoft, you'll actually see a Microsoft login here. Go through that, and now your Excel account will show up. So I'm going to click that. Next thing will show up is the ability to pick spreadsheets that are available that you've already saved in the cloud. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause right here, just because all of my internal spreadsheets become available. I'm going to pick the one that I want to send data to, and then I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm back. You'll see here that now the NetLine Portal to Microsoft Excel sheet is successfully in here. We will click on Worksheet, and that'll actually go and look at that document, see how many sheets there are, and you can pick which one. In this case, there's only one sheet. Click that. Now it's actually recognizing those columns and those column headers. And so what we'll do here is find the values that we passed as sample data and map those to these fields. This allows Zapier to understand which data that we sent and future data goes where. And so lastly, you'll see company size, and we'll just expand it and we'll find it in the overall scope here. And being that we only, in this sample document, we're only looking at 4 columns of data, we're just passing those. We'll hit continue. And now we will hit test and review. And so what's occurring right now is Zapier is attempting to send that data over to Microsoft Excel. It said it was successful. And so what we're going to do is go over to Excel. And now you will see that there are data points added here. And that's it. As you might recall, when I first showed this, it just had column headers here. And so that's really it. It's relatively straightforward. Once you're done with the Zap, you would actually hit turn on Zap. That completes your work within Zapier. And then lastly, once you're complete there, simply go back to NetLine and be sure to click on this Enable Primary Connector. You can then proceed, you can add budget, change any of your filters, anything that you would like with the campaign. But that Enable filter or Primary Connector is really what allows that to work once the campaign's released. So yeah, that's really it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Portal Support. It's available within the site here. And I hope this helps to address your questions. Thanks.